The morning started like any other day on Earth. People went to work. Children went to school. Nobody knew that in 3 hours, everything would change forever. At exactly 9:47 a.m., the sky turned dark, not from clouds, from ships. Massive alien ships appeared above every major city on Earth. New York, Tokyo, London, Moscow, Beijing, everywhere. The ships were enormous. Each one was the size of a small city. They floated silently in the sky, blocking the sun. People stopped on the streets. They looked up. Some screamed. Some ran. Most just stood frozen in fear. Then the message came. Every television turned on by itself. Every radio started playing the same voice. Every phone screen showed the same image. An alien face appeared. It was terrifying. The creature had dark red skin, for glowing eyes, and sharp teeth like a predator. The alien spoke in perfect English, but also in every other human language at the same time. Humans of Earth, I am Commander Vrakis of the Zathros Empire. We have traveled across the galaxy. We have conquered 12 worlds before yours. All of them fell in days. Now we come to you. The alien's eyes burn with hate and pride. You have 24 hours to make a choice. Surrender your planet to us, and we will make your death quick. Refuse, and we will destroy you slowly. You are not warriors. You are not strong. You are prey, and we are the hunters. Choose wisely. Then the screens went black. Silence covered the world for exactly 10 seconds. Then chaos began. People ran through the streets. Governments called emergency meetings. Military forces went on full alert. Parents held their children tight. The whole planet was in panic. In Washington, D.C., inside a secret underground bunker, world leaders gathered on video calls. The President of the United States sat at the head of the table. His face was pale. "Tell me we have options," he said. A military general stood up. "Sir, our weapons cannot reach their ships. They are too high, too protected. Our missiles just bounce off their shields." "What about nuclear weapons?" the Russian president asked. "Same result, sir. We tested one in the desert. Their shields are too strong." The room fell into heavy silence. Everyone knew what this meant. Earth had no defense. The aliens were right. Humans were outmatched. A scientist from NASA spoke quietly. "Mr. President, we studied the alien message. We also checked our deep space scanners. They were telling the truth. 12 planets are gone, completely destroyed. Nothing left but rocks and dust." "How long did those planets last?" someone asked. "The longest was 6 days. The shortest was 18 hours. Fear filled the room. If other civilizations couldn't survive even a week, what chance did Earth have? But then, something strange happened. An old general in the corner stood up. His name was General Marcus Hunt. He was 70 years old. He had fought in 3 wars. He never smiled. But now, a small smile crossed his face. "Mr. President, may I speak?" he asked. "General Hunt, unless you have good news, I don't. I have an option, sir, one I don't know about." Everyone turned to look at him. 30 years ago, the general continued, "We started a secret project. We called it Protocol Phoenix. After every major war, we learned something. We built something. We prepared for the day when Earth would face an enemy we couldn't beat with normal weapons." The president leaned forward. "What kind of weapons?" "The kind that should never be used, sir, unless we have no choice. And now we have no choice." The general pulled out a black tablet from his briefcase. He typed a code. A hologram appeared showing underground bases all over the world. Weapons, technology, things that looked impossible. "How long have you been hiding this?" The French president demanded. "Since the Cold War ended, sir. We took the best minds, the most advanced science. And we asked one question: what if aliens come? What if they are stronger than us? How do we survive?" The room was silent again. But this time it was different. This time there was something new in the air. Not hope, not yet, but something close. The president looked at General Hunt. "If we activate this Protocol Phoenix, can we win?" The general's smile grew bigger. Sir, the aliens called us prey. They think we are weak. They think we will run or beg. But they made one mistake. What mistake? They forgot to check human history, sir. We don't run from predators. We become the predators. The president took a deep breath. He looked around the room at all the world leaders. Then he looked back at General Hunt. Do it. Activate Protocol Phoenix. The general nodded. He pressed a button on his tablet. Deep underground, in secret bases across the world, old machines started waking up. Lights turned on. Weapons systems activated. Scientists and soldiers who had waited years for this moment started their work. Above the planet, the alien ships waited. Commander Vraki sat on his throne, drinking from a cup. He was relaxed, confident. In 24 hours, the humans would surrender. They always did. But on Earth, something was happening. Something the commander didn't know about. The humans were not preparing to surrender. They were preparing for war. The 24 hours passed like a nightmare that moved in slow motion. Commander Vraki watched Earth from his command ship. He saw humans running. He saw their cities in chaos. He saw their fear. And he smiled. This was always his favorite part. The moment before the hunt began. Sir, the time is up, his second officer said. What did the humans answer? Vraki checked his communication screen. No message from Earth. No surrender. Nothing. He laughed. A deep, cruel laugh. They are too afraid to even respond. Perfect. Begin the invasion. Send the first wave. 10,000 warriors. Make it painful. Down on Earth, in the underground bunker, General Hunt watched the alien ships on the big screen. His hand rested on a red button. The president stood beside him. They're coming, the president said quietly. Are we ready? Not yet, sir, Hunt replied. Protocol Phoenix needs more time. The weapons are waking up, but they need 6 more hours. 6 hours? General, we might not have 6 minutes. Then we buy time, sir. The old way. The president understood. He picked up the phone. Send in our forces. All of them. Make the aliens think we are fighting with everything we have. But, sir, our soldiers will. I know. The president's voice cracked. God forgive me. I know. The first alien drop ships descended from the sky like meteors. They landed in Times Square, New York. The ships opened and the warriors came out. They were terrifying. Each alien soldier stood 9 feet tall. Their bodies were covered in black armor that looked alive. Red lights glowed from their helmets. In their hands, they carried weapons that hummed with energy. They moved like predators. Confident, deadly, unstoppable. People screamed and ran. The aliens watched them run and laughed. Look at them scatter, one warrior said, just like the others. Weak prey. But then, something unexpected happened. From behind the buildings, human soldiers appeared. Tanks rolled into the streets. Helicopters filled the sky. The humans were not running anymore. They were attacking. Fire! A human commander shouted. Bullets flew. Missiles launched. Explosions filled the air. The aliens were surprised for exactly 3 seconds. Then they raised their shields and fired back. Their energy weapons cut through human tanks like paper. Soldiers fell. Buildings collapsed. The battle was brutal and one-sided. In Tokyo, the same thing happened. In London, in Moscow, in every city, humans fought with everything they had. And in every city, they were losing. Commander Vraki watched from space. Pathetic, they fight like animals. No strategy. No real weapons. This will be over in hours. But his second officer looked worried. Sir, something is strange. What? The humans are losing, yes, but they are not retreating. In every battle, they stay and fight, even when they know they will die. Vraki waved his hand. Fear makes prey do stupid things. Ignore it. Send the second wave. Back in New York, a young soldier named Maria Rodriguez crouched behind a destroyed car. Her arm was bleeding. Half her squad was dead. The aliens were getting closer. Her radio crackled. All units, fall back. Retreat to the subway. But Maria didn't move. She looked at the weapon in her hands. A regular rifle. Useless against alien shields. Then she looked at the grenade on her belt. She had an idea. "Rodriguez, did you hear me? Fall back." Her commander shouted through the radio. "Negative, sir," Maria said calmly. "I'm going to try something stupid." She waited until an alien warrior walked close. Very close. Then she pulled the pin on her grenade, ran forward, and threw it not at the alien, but at his feet, at the ground. The grenade exploded. Dirt and concrete flew up. For just 1 second, the dust cloud covered the alien's helmet sensors. He couldn't see. That's when Maria fired, not at his body, at his leg joints, where the armor was weakest. The alien screamed. He fell. Maria's eyes went wide. It worked. Aim for the joints. The armor has weak spots. Other soldiers heard her. They started doing the same thing. Use explosions to blind the aliens. Then shoot at the weak points. The aliens were still winning. But now they were bleeding too. All over the world, human soldiers learned. They adapted. They found weaknesses. Aliens were stronger, yes. Better armed, yes. But humans were learning fast. And they were angry. In one battle in Berlin, a tank commander named Klaus used his tank not to shoot, but to ram an alien warrior. The alien shield protected him from bullets, but not from 10 tons of metal hitting him at full speed. In Seoul, a group of civilians trapped aliens in a building and set it on fire. The shield protected against energy, but not against heat and smoke. In Cairo, soldiers used mirrors to reflect the aliens' own energy weapons back at them. The aliens started to realize something. These humans were different. They didn't fight like the other 12 planets. Those civilizations had better technology, better weapons, but they fought with honor, with rules. Humans didn't have rules. They had rage. Commander Vrakis received the battle reports. His smile disappeared. "Sir, we have lost 300 warriors," his officer reported. 300? Out of 10,000? That's nothing. "Yes, sir, but we have never lost any in a first battle before. The other planets always surrendered after seeing our power." Vrakis stood up from his throne. His 4 eyes burned with anger. "Then we are not hitting them hard enough. Send 20,000 more warriors. Kill everyone you see. Burn their cities. Show them what happens to prey that fights back." But in the underground bunker, General Hunt watched the battles on his screens. He saw the aliens getting angrier. He saw them sending more ships. "Good," he thought. "Get angry. Send everything you have to Earth. Because in 4 more hours, Protocol Phoenix will be ready. And then you will learn why you should have left when you had the chance." A young technician ran up to him. "Sir, the weapons are charging faster than expected. We might be ready in 2 hours." Hunt allowed himself a small smile. Tell the soldiers on the surface to hold on just a little longer. Tell them help is coming. Above the planet, more alien ships descended. The sky turned black with them. The invasion was in full force now. Cities burned. Thousands died. But the humans kept fighting. Every street, every building, every inch of ground cost the aliens' blood. And deep underground, ancient weapons were waking up. Weapons that should never have been built. Weapons that the aliens didn't know existed. The prey was about to show its teeth. 2 hours had passed since the invasion began. Earth was losing. 50 million humans were dead. 20 major cities were burning. The aliens controlled half the planet. Commander Vraki sat in his command ship, watching Earth slowly fall. Victory was close. He could taste it. But something bothered him. Something small. Something he couldn't explain. "How many warriors have we lost?" he asked his officer. 2,000, sir, out of 30,000 deployed. Vraki frowned. 2,000? That's more than expected. "Yes, sir. The humans fight strangely. They don't value their own lives. They sacrifice themselves to kill just one of us. It's inefficient, illogical. It's desperation," Vraki said. "They know they cannot win. This is their last struggle before death. Send more ships. Finish this quickly." But deep below the surface of Earth, in a massive underground facility that stretched for miles, something incredible was happening. General Hunt stood in the center of a huge chamber. Around him, scientists and engineers worked at computer stations. Giant machines hummed with power. Lights blinked on weapons that looked like they came from a science fiction movie. Because they did. Sort of. General, all systems are online, a scientist shouted. Protocol Phoenix is fully operational. Hunt nodded slowly. How long until we can deploy? 15 minutes, sir. We need to run final safety checks. We don't have 15 minutes. We don't have 5. Deploy now. But, sir, if something goes wrong, if we don't deploy now, there won't be anyone left to worry about safety. Hunt's voice was hard as steel. I gave you an order. Deploy. Now. The scientist swallowed hard. Yes, sir. Hunt turned to a communication screen. The president appeared on it. Behind him, other world leaders watched anxiously. Mr. President, we're ready, Hunt said. What exactly are we about to unleash, General? The president asked. You never gave us full details. Hunt took a deep breath. Sir, after World War II, we found some interesting technology. Not alien. Human. Experimental weapons that were too dangerous to use. We hid them. Then, during the Cold War, we found more. Advanced physics. Energy manipulation. Things that broke the rules we thought existed. You're talking about classified weapons? I'm talking about weapons that 30 different countries built in secret. Sir, weapons we all agreed to never use on each other. But we kept building them, just in case. Just in case Earth needed them against something worse than ourselves. The president's eyes widened. How powerful are these weapons? Hunt smiled grimly. Powerful enough to level a city in seconds, sir. Powerful enough to turn the sky into fire. Powerful enough to make the aliens regret ever coming here. On the surface, in what was left of New York, Maria Rodriguez and her squad were trapped. Aliens surrounded them on all sides. Only 12 soldiers remained from her entire battalion. This is it, one soldier said. We're done. Maria checked her last magazine. 5 bullets left. Not enough. Not nearly enough. The aliens moved closer, their weapons charged with deadly energy. Then Maria's radio came to life. A voice she didn't recognize spoke. It was calm, almost cheerful. All surface units. This is underground command. Take cover immediately. I repeat, take cover now. Close your eyes. Cover your ears. Do not look at the sky. What? Why? Maria asked. Because, soldier, you're about to see what humanity has been hiding for 70 years. Get down. Now. Maria didn't understand, but she trusted the voice. Everyone down. Eyes closed. Now. Her squad dropped to the ground. The aliens laughed, thinking the humans were surrendering. Then the sky changed. From hidden locations all over the world, massive cannons emerged from the ground. They had been buried for decades, waiting, hidden, secret, but they weren't normal cannons. They were rail guns, electromagnetic weapons that could fire projectiles at incredible speeds. Speeds that could break the sound barrier. Speed that could punch through anything. And they were aimed at the alien ships in the sky. Fire, General Hunt whispered. The cannons fired. The sound was deafening, like thunder and lightning happening at the same time. Bright blue beams of light shot into the sky. They moved so fast, they looked like solid lines of pure energy. They hit the alien ships, and the ships exploded. Not small explosions, massive ones, like miniature suns appearing in the sky. The shields that protected the alien ships from missiles and bullets meant nothing against the rail guns. The projectiles moved too fast, hit too hard. 3 alien ships fell from the sky in the first 10 seconds. On his command ship, Vrokis jumped from his throne. What is happening? Sir, unknown weapons are attacking from the surface. Our shields are not working. How is that possible? I don't know, sir. The weapons are using electromagnetic acceleration. Our shields are designed for energy and explosives, not solid projectiles moving at relativistic speeds. Another ship exploded. Then another. Alien warriors on the ground looked up in shock. Their mighty fleet was falling from the sky like burning meteors. But the rail guns were just the beginning. From other hidden locations, different weapons emerged. Laser platforms, sonic cannons, particle beam weapons, things that looked impossible. Things that were impossible by the laws of physics, everyone knew. But humans had learned to break those laws. The battle changed in an instant. The aliens who had been winning suddenly found themselves under attack. Real attack, from weapons that actually hurt them. Maria opened her eyes. She saw an alien ship falling right toward her position. She grabbed her squad and ran. The ship crashed into the street behind them, creating a massive explosion. When the dust cleared, she looked back. The alien warriors who had surrounded them were gone, buried under tons of burning metal. Her radio crackled again. The same calm voice spoke. All units, advance. Push them back. Show them what happens when you wake up a sleeping giant. All over the world, human soldiers who had been retreating suddenly had hope. They stood up. They advanced. They fought with new energy. And the aliens, for the first time in their empire's history, began to feel something they never felt before. Fear. Commander Rocky screamed orders. Retreat to orbit. Get our ships out of range. Now! But it was too late for some. 7 more ships fell burning from the sky. General Hunt watched the battle reports with satisfaction. Then he pressed another button. Sir, what are you doing? A scientist asked nervously. Phase 2, Hunt said simply. If they want to run to space, let's show them we can reach them there too. Somewhere in the Nevada desert, a massive door opened in the ground. Something rose from it. Something that looked like a spaceship. Because it was. The scientist's face went pale. Sir, you built a space fleet? Did you think we'd fight a space war without spaceships? Hunt replied. Launch them. All of them. It's time to take this fight to their home. The human ships rose into the sky. They were smaller than alien ships, faster, and they had been waiting decades for this moment. The prey had revealed its claws, and the Empire was about to bleed. The Battle of New York changed everything. For 1,000 years, the Zathros Empire had conquered without mercy. They destroyed 12 civilizations. They never lost a single battle. Their warriors believed they were invincible. Their commanders believed victory was always certain. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Commander Vrokis watched his fleet retreat into higher orbit. 7 ships destroyed. 7 in just 20 minutes. His hands shook with rage and confusion. How did they hide these weapons? He shouted. Our scouts studied Earth for months. They saw nothing. His second officer checked the data screens. Sir, the weapons were underground. Deep underground. Our scanners detected nothing because the humans built them decades ago, before we arrived, before we even knew this planet existed. Impossible. How could primitive prey build such weapons? Sir, I don't think they are as primitive as we believed. Vrokis grabbed the officer by the throat. Are you saying we made a mistake? That the great Zathros Empire miscalculated? The officer couldn't breathe. He tried to speak, but couldn't. Vrokis released him and turned back to the screens. On Earth's surface, the battle had completely reversed. Human soldiers who had been dying minutes ago were now advancing. The hidden weapons kept firing. Alien warriors fell back in confusion. General Hunt stood in the command center, watching everything. A smile crossed his old face. Not a happy smile. A warrior smile. The smile of someone who had waited 30 years to see this moment. Sir, our space fleet is engaging their ships in orbit, a technician reported. Show me, Hunt ordered. The main screen switched to a view from space. 12 human spacecraft rose from Earth like silver arrows. They were sleek, fast, beautiful in a deadly way. The alien ships fired at them. Energy beams cut through space. But the human ships dodged with incredible speed. They moved like dancers, like fighters who knew every step. Then the human ships fired back. Their weapons were different from the rail guns on the surface. These were plasma cannons. They shot concentrated balls of superheated energy. Each shot was designed for one purpose: to punch through alien shields. The first shot hit an alien cruiser. The shield flickered, held, but barely. The second shot hit the same spot. The shield collapsed. The third shot went straight through the ship's hull. The alien cruiser exploded in a ball of fire and metal. On the command ship, alarm screamed. Officers shouted reports. Chaos filled the bridge. "Sir, we've lost the cruiser Dawnbreaker." "Sir, 2 more ships are reporting critical damage." "Sir, the human ships are moving too fast. Our weapons can't track them." Rocky slammed his fist on his command chair. "This is impossible. They are prey. Prey. They should not have this technology. But they did, and they were using it well." Back on Earth, Maria Rodriguez and her squad moved through the ruined streets of New York. Bodies lay everywhere. Human and alien both. The smell of smoke and death filled the air. But something had changed. The aliens were retreating. Actually retreating. "I can't believe it," one soldier said. "We're winning. We're actually winning." "Don't celebrate yet," Maria warned. "This is just the first round." She was right. In space, the battle intensified. More human ships launched from hidden bases. More alien ships descended from the fleet. The sky above Earth became a war zone of explosions and laser fire. But the humans had one advantage. They were defending their home. Every pilot, every soldier, every person fighting knew what would happen if they lost. Earth would burn. Their families would die. Everything would end. So they fought with everything they had. No hesitation. No retreat. No surrender. One human pilot named Jackson flew his fighter straight at an alien destroyer. His weapon systems were damaged. He had no missiles left, but he still had his ship. "Command, this is Eagle 7, he said calmly into his radio. "I'm out of options. Going to try something." "Eagle 7, what are you?" Jackson didn't finish listening. He aimed his ship at the alien vessel's main engine. He accelerated to maximum speed, and he smiled. "For Earth," he whispered. His ship hit the alien engine at full velocity. The explosion was massive. It tore the destroyer in half. Both pieces spun away into space, dead and burning. Jackson was gone, but he took an entire enemy ship with him, all across the battlefield. Similar stories played out. Humans sacrificing themselves, not because they wanted to die, but because they refused to let Earth fall. The aliens had never seen anything like this. In their empire, soldiers retreated when things got dangerous. They valued their lives. They followed orders but didn't sacrifice willingly. Humans were different. Humans fought like demons, like they had nothing to lose and everything to protect. Commander Rockies finally understood. These weren't prey. These were warriors. Dangerous warriors. "Send a message to the Emperor," he ordered quietly. "Tell him we need reinforcements. Tell him Earth is not like the others." His officer hesitated. "Sir, the Emperor doesn't like to hear about difficulties." "He might." "I don't care. Send the message." Light years away, on the Zathros homeworld, Emperor Thax received the transmission. He sat on his throne of black stone, surrounded by his advisors. His 4 eyes narrowed as he listened to Rockies' report. When the message ended, silence filled the throne room. Then the Emperor stood up. He was massive, 12 feet tall, covered in scars from 100 battles. He had ruled the Empire for 300 years. No one had ever defeated him. "Commander Rocky says he needs help," the Emperor said slowly. "He says the humans are fighting back. He says they have weapons we didn't expect." An advisor stepped forward nervously. "Your Majesty, perhaps we should reconsider. Perhaps Earth is too dangerous. We can find other planets, too." The Emperor moved faster than anyone expected. His hand shot out and grabbed the advisor's throat. He lifted the advisor into the air. "Are you suggesting," the Emperor said in a deadly whisper, "that the great Zathos Empire should run from prey? That we should fear these weak humans?" The advisor tried to speak. Couldn't. The Emperor's grip was too tight. "We have conquered 12 worlds. We have destroyed civilizations far more advanced than Earth. And now you want me to retreat because some animals learned to bite back." The Emperor threw the advisor across the room. The advisor hit the wall and didn't move. The Emperor turned to his remaining advisors. His eyes burned with fury and pride. Send every available ship to Earth. Every warrior. Every weapon. I want that planet turned to ashes. I want the humans to know what happens when they dare to fight the Empire. Your Majesty, another advisor said carefully, that would leave our other territories undefended. I don't care. Earth insulted us. They made us bleed. For that, they will pay with complete destruction. Send everything. The advisors bowed and hurried away. The Emperor sat back on his throne. A cruel smile crossed his face. You wanted a war, humans? He whispered. I will give you a war. And when I'm done, there will be nothing left of your planet but dust and memories. He had no idea he was making the biggest mistake of his life. Back on Earth, General Hunt received a report from deep space monitoring stations. Sir, we're detecting a massive energy signature. Dozens of ships. No, hundreds. They're all heading toward Earth. Hunt's smile disappeared. The Emperor is coming. Should we prepare to evacuate? Evacuate where? This is our planet. Our home. We stand and fight. Hunt pressed another button on his console. Red lights activated across the globe. What are you doing, sir? A young officer asked. Activating the final phase of Protocol Phoenix, Hunt replied. The weapons we just used? Those were just the beginning. Now we show them what humanity built when we knew we might have to fight God himself. Deep underground, in secret facilities no one knew existed, ancient machines began to wake. Weapons that were considered too dangerous, too powerful, too terrifying at every use. But desperate times required desperate measures. The Empire wanted total war. Earth was about to give it to them. 3 days after the Battle of New York, the sky turned dark again. But this time, it wasn't just a few dozen ships. It was hundreds, maybe thousands. The entire horizon filled with alien vessels. They covered the stars. They blocked the sun. The whole planet fell into shadow. Emperor Thax had arrived with the full might of the Zathros Empire. On Earth, people looked up at the sky in terror. The small victory they had won suddenly felt meaningless. How could they fight this? How could anyone fight this? In the underground command center, General Hunt stared at the screens. Every radar, every satellite, every sensor showed the same thing. An invasion fleet so massive it could destroy 10 planets. Sir, a technician said quietly, we count over 800 ships. This is their entire military force. How long until they attack? Hunt asked. They're positioning now. Maybe 2 hours. Hunt nodded slowly. His face showed no emotion, but inside his heart was heavy. He had hoped it wouldn't come to this. He had hoped the Emperor would be smart enough to retreat after losing ships. But pride was a dangerous thing, and the Emperor had too much of it. Activate the weapon, Hunt said quietly. Everyone in the command center turned to look at him. Fear filled their eyes. Sir, a scientist said, are you sure? That weapon, if we use it, there's no going back. The consequences. The consequences of not using it are worse, Hunt interrupted. We use it or we die. Those are our only choices. Activate it. Now! The scientist's hands shook as he typed commands into his computer. On the screen, a map of the Pacific Ocean appeared. A red dot blinked in the deepest part of the ocean, 12,000 meters below the surface. Project Prometheus is online, the scientist said. Charging will take 90 minutes. We have 2 hours before they attack. That's enough. Proceed. Deep on the Pacific Ocean, in a trench so dark no light had ever reached it, something ancient began to wake. It had been there for 40 years, built in secret by the brightest minds from 20 nations. A weapon so powerful, so dangerous, that the scientists who created it begged the world leaders to never use it. But they built it anyway, just in case. The weapon had a simple name, the Prometheus device, named after the god who gave fire to humanity, because this device would give humanity the fire of stars. On the alien command ship, Emperor Thax sat on his portable throne. His 4 eyes gleamed with satisfaction as he watched Earth below. Look at their pathetic planet, he said to his generals. They hurt us with hidden weapons. Clever prey. But now we will show them true power. We will make them regret ever raising their hands against us. Your Majesty, a general asked, shall we give them a chance to surrender? Thax laughed, a deep, cruel laugh that made his generals step back in fear. Surrender? No, I want them to fight. I want them to use their hidden weapons again. And then I will crush them anyway. I will make sure every alien race in the galaxy knows what happens when you resist the Zathros' empire. He stood up and pointed at Earth. Begin the bombardment. Burn their cities. Destroy their weapons. Leave nothing alive. The fleet powered up their weapons. Hundreds of cannons aimed at the planet below. Energy gathered. In minutes, Earth would be hit with firepower that could crack continents. But on Earth, the Prometheus device finished charging. General Hunt received the notification. He closed his eyes for a moment, said a silent prayer, then opened his eyes and looked at the young scientist. Fire, he said. The scientist pressed a button. 12,000 meters below the ocean, the Prometheus device activated. It was not a weapon in the traditional sense. It didn't shoot lasers. It didn't launch missiles. It did something far more terrifying. It manipulated gravity. The device created a gravity well, a point in space where gravity suddenly became 1,000 times stronger. And this gravity well appeared right in the middle of the alien fleet. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. Alien ships started pulling toward the center of their own formation, not slowly, fast. Their engines couldn't fight the gravity. Their shields meant nothing. Ships collided with each other. Metal tore. Hulls cracked. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers. On the command ship, alarm screamed. The bridge shook. Officers fell from their stations. What is happening? Emperor Thax roared. Sir, unknown gravitational anomaly. We're being pulled. The ship lurched violently. Thax grabbed his throne to stay standing. Reverse engines. Full power. We're trying, sir. It's not enough. The gravity is too strong. Through the main window, Thax watched in horror as his fleet destroyed itself. Ships crashed together. Some tried to escape, but were pulled back. Others exploded from the stress of the gravity forces. In 30 seconds, 300 ships were destroyed. In 1 minute, 500 were gone. The mighty invasion fleet, the pride of the Zathros Empire, was tearing itself apart, and there was nothing they could do to stop it. On Earth, General Hunt watched the carnage on his screens. No satisfaction showed on his face. No happiness. Only grim necessity. Sir, the gravity well is destabilizing, a scientist reported. It will collapse in 60 seconds. Will it be enough? Hunt asked. We've destroyed over half their fleet, sir, but the Emperor's command ship is breaking free. His engines are stronger. He's escaping the gravity well. Hunt nodded. Then we use the second device. Sir, there is no second device. Prometheus was all we had. Hunt smiled grimly. No, Prometheus was all you knew about. Fire the Luna cannons. On the moon, hidden inside 3 different craters, massive cannons have been waiting for 70 years. Built during the space race. Hidden from the world. Aimed at the sky. They fired. 3 beams of pure energy shot across space. They crossed the distance between the moon and Earth in seconds. They hit the Emperor's command ship simultaneously. The shields held for exactly 2 seconds. Then they shattered like glass. The beams punched through the hull. Fires erupted across the ship. Systems failed. Power died. Emperor Thax was thrown to the floor. Blood ran from a cut on his head. Around him, his bridge crew lay dead or dying. Impossible, he whispered. This is impossible. They are prey. Just prey. But even as he said it, he knew the truth. He had been wrong. Terribly, fatally wrong. His ship was dying. His fleet was destroyed. His empire's pride was shattered. And the humans had barely used their full strength. A communication screen flickered to life. General Hunt's face appeared. He looked old, tired, but his eyes were hard as steel. Emperor Thax, Hunt said quietly, this is your last chance. Surrender. Leave our planet. Never return, or we will destroy you completely. Thax stared at the human. Part of him wanted to surrender, wanted to save what was left of his fleet and his life. But he was the Emperor. He had ruled for 300 years. He had never retreated, never surrendered, and he would not start now. Never, Thax hissed. I will burn your planet to ashes, even if it takes everything I have. You will regret making an enemy of the Zathros' empire. Hunt's expression didn't change. I gave you a choice. You made it. Now face the consequences. The screen went dark. Thax screamed in rage. Get me every ship that's still functioning. Prepare for direct assault on the planet. We're going down there personally. I will tear these humans apart with my own hands. His surviving officers rushed to obey. 15 ships remained operational. Enough to still destroy a planet. Enough to win. Or so Thax thought. He didn't know that humanity had one more surprise. One more weapon. The weapon that would end the Empire forever. And it was already heading toward the alien homeworld. Emperor Thax looked at what remained of his mighty fleet. 15 ships. Out of 800. His pride. His power. Destroyed in minutes by animals he thought were weak. But he was not finished yet. Not while breath remained in his body. All ships. Follow me to the surface, he commanded. We end this now. We kill every human we find. We burn their cities. We make them suffer for what they've done. The 15 ships descended toward Earth. They were damaged, barely functional, but still deadly. Each ship carried 5,000 warriors. 75,000 soldiers total. Enough to destroy cities. Enough to kill millions. On Earth, General Hunt watched them come. Sir, they're landing in multiple locations, a technician reported. Washington, London, Moscow, Beijing, Tokyo. They're targeting the capital cities. Evacuate the civilians, Hunt ordered. Pull our forces back. Let them land. Sir, we should attack them while they're vulnerable. No, Hunt said quietly. Let them come. Let them think they still have a chance. Because while they're here fighting us, he smiled, they won't see what's coming for their home. Far across the galaxy, a single human ship traveled through space at speeds that should have been impossible. It was called the Vengeance, a fitting name. On board, Captain Sarah Chun sat in the command chair. Her crew of 50 worked silently around her. They all knew what was about to happen. They all volunteered anyway. Distance to target? Chun asked. 2 minutes, Captain, the navigator replied. The alien home world is ahead. Chun took a deep breath. Prepare the weapon. Once we arrive, we'll only have one shot. Captain, a young crew member said nervously, are we really going to do this? There are billions of aliens on that planet. Civilians. Children. Chun turned to look at him. Her eyes were hard. They destroyed 12 civilizations before us. 12. How many billions died on those planets? How many children? The young man looked down. This makes us like them. No, Chun said firmly. This makes us survivors. They came to our home. They killed our people. They said we were prey. Now they learned the price of hunting humans. She stood up and addressed her entire crew. I know what we're about to do is terrible. I know we'll have to live with this forever. But Earth needs us. Our families need us. If we don't do this, the Emperor will rebuild his fleet and come back. Next time, he'll destroy us completely. The ship dropped out of hyperspace. Ahead of them, a beautiful blue and green planet hung in space. The Zathros' homeworld, the heart of their empire. It looked so peaceful, so innocent. Chun felt her heart ache, but she didn't hesitate. Fire, she said. The Vengeance launched a single missile. But this wasn't a normal missile. It was a quantum bomb, a weapon that used the same technology as the Prometheus device. The missile hit the planet's atmosphere. Then it detonated. But it didn't create an explosion. Instead, it created a ripple, a wave of altered space-time that spread across the entire planet in seconds. Every piece of technology on the planet stopped working. Every computer, every machine, every power source. All of it died instantly. The lights in every city went dark. Ships fell from the sky. Hospitals lost power. Communications died. The entire planet was thrown back into the Stone Age in 1 second. On the planet's surface, billions of aliens looked up at the sky in confusion and terror. They didn't understand what happened. They didn't know why everything stopped working. But they would learn. In the coming days, they would learn that their empire's attack on Earth had consequences. Terrible consequences. Captain Shin watched the planet go dark. Tears ran down her face. But she didn't look away. "It's done," she said quietly. "Take us home." The Vengeance turned and jumped back into hyperspace, leaving the crippled alien world behind. Back on Earth, Emperor Thax landed his ship in Washington, D.C. He emerged from a vessel in full battle armor. Around him, thousands of alien warriors formed ranks. The city was empty, evacuated. Only soldiers remained, hiding in buildings, waiting. Thax raised his weapon to the sky and roared, "Come out, humans! Face me! I am Emperor Thax. I have destroyed civilizations. I have conquered worlds. You cannot hide from me." Silence answered him. Then, from speakers hidden throughout the city, General Hunt's voice echoed, "Emperor Thax, while you were coming here, we sent a ship to your home world. Right now, your planet is dark, powerless, helpless. Your people are suffering. Your empire is broken." Thax's four eyes went wide. "You're lying. Check your communications. Call your home world. See if anyone answers." Thax pulled out his communicator. He entered the code for his home planet. Static. He tried again. Still static. Again and again. Nothing. The truth hit him like a physical blow. His planet, his people, his empire, gone. He fell to his knees. The great emperor, who had ruled for 300 years, collapsed in the street like a broken toy. "Why?" he whispered. "We were just following our nature. We are hunters. It's what we are." Hunt's voice came back, quieter now. "And we are survivors. It's what we are. You called us prey. You were wrong. Dead wrong." Around the city, human soldiers emerged from their hiding places. They surrounded the alien warriors. Weapons aimed. Ready, but they didn't fire. They waited. Thax looked up at them, at the humans who had destroyed his fleet, his empire, his pride, everything. "Kill me," he said. "I deserve it. Just, please, let my people live. They didn't choose this war. I did." General Hunt appeared in person. He walked slowly toward the Emperor, an old man facing a giant alien warrior. But Hunt showed no fear. "We already let them live," Hunt said. "We could have destroyed your planet completely. We didn't. We just took away your technology, your ability to wage war. Your people will survive. They'll rebuild, but it will take them centuries. By then, maybe they'll learn that some prey bites back." Thax looked at Hunt with something like respect. "You would have made a great warrior in our empire." "I don't want to be in your empire," Hunt replied. "I want you and everyone like you to leave Earth alone. Forever. Can you give me that?" Thax was quiet for a long moment. Then he slowly nodded. "Yes, Earth is yours. We will never return. I swear it on the ashes of my empire." "Good," Hunt said. He raised his hand. His soldiers lowered their weapons. "Take your warriors. Take your ships. Go back to your world. Help your people rebuild. And remember this day. Remember what happens when you underestimate humanity." Thax stood up slowly. He looked around at his warriors. They looked defeated, broken, just like their emperor. "We leave," Thax said to them. "We go home. The war is over. We lost." The words were painful to say, but they were true. The alien warriors returned to their ships. One by one, the damaged vessels lifted into the sky. They left Earth's atmosphere. They jumped to hyperspace, heading home to a planet that lay in darkness. Hunt watched them go. Around him, his soldiers cheered. They had won. Earth was saved. But Hunt didn't cheer. He just felt tired. Old. He had done terrible things to win this war. Things that would haunt him forever. But Earth was safe. That's what mattered. A young soldier approached him. "Sir, it's over. We won. Hunt nodded slowly. Yes, we won. But at what cost? The soldier didn't understand. But someday he would. Someday, when he was old and the memories came back, he would understand. Victory always had a price point 6 months after the war ended. Earth was still healing. Cities lay in ruins. 50 million people were dead. Entire nations mourned their lost children. The sky no longer had alien ships, but the scars remained. Physical scars. Emotional scars. Scars that would take generations to heal. But humanity was rebuilding. That's what humans did best. They survived. They adapted. They moved forward. In New York, Maria Rodriguez stood in the middle of Times Square, the same place where she had fought aliens 6 months ago, the same place where half her squad had died. Now, construction crews worked to rebuild the damaged buildings. Children played in the streets again. Life was slowly returning to normal, but Maria knew nothing would ever truly be normal again. The world had changed. Humanity had changed. A young boy ran up to her. He couldn't have been more than 7 years old. "Are you a soldier?" he asked with wide eyes. Maria smiled sadly. I still am, I guess." "Did you fight the aliens?" "Yes, I did." The boy's eyes lit up. "Wow, you're a hero." Maria's smile faded. "No, kid, I'm not a hero. I just did what I had to do. The real heroes are the ones who didn't come back." She thought about her squad, about the friends she lost, about the sacrifices made. The boy didn't understand, but someday he would. When he was older, when he learned the full cost of the war, he would understand. Far across the ocean, in a military cemetery in Virginia, General Hunt stood alone. Rain fell softly around him. He didn't carry an umbrella. He let the rain wash over him. In front of him were rows of white tombstones, thousands of them. Each one represented a soldier who died defending Earth, young men and women who gave everything. Hunt placed a single white flower on one grave, then another, then another. He visited the cemetery every week, paid his respects, remembered their names. "I'm sorry," he whispered to the graves. "I'm sorry I had to send you to fight. I'm sorry you didn't get to see the world you saved." He had won the war, but he had lost so much. Sleep, peace, innocence. Every night he saw their faces. Every night he asked himself if there had been another way, but he knew the answer. There wasn't. It was them or us. Survival or extinction. He made the hard choice, and he would live with it for the rest of his life. In the Pacific Ocean, Captain Sarachin sat on the deck of his ship. She looked out at the water, peaceful, calm, beautiful. But when she closed her eyes, she saw the alien home world going dark. She saw billions of lives change in an instant. She heard their screams in her dreams. Her crew told her she was a hero. The president gave her a medal. History books would remember her as the woman who saved Earth. But she didn't feel like a hero. She felt like a person who did a terrible thing for a good reason. And that was something very different. A fellow officer sat down beside her. "Captain, you did what was necessary." "I know," Jim replied quietly. "But knowing doesn't make it easier. Would you do it again? If you had to?" Jim was silent for a long moment. Then she nodded. "Yes, I would. For Earth. For humanity. I would do it 1,000 times. But that doesn't mean I have to be proud of it." On the Zathro's homeworld, Emperor Thax walked through the ruins of his capital city. Without power, without technology, his people struggled. They grew food by hand. They built shelters with simple tools. They lived like their ancestors did thousands of years ago. The mighty empire was gone, reduced to ashes, all because Thax had underestimated one small planet. His people looked at him with anger, with blame. He had led them to this disaster. He had destroyed their civilization with his pride. Thax didn't try to defend himself. He accepted their hatred. He deserved it. Every day, he worked alongside his people, rebuilding, helping, trying to make amends for his mistakes. It would take centuries to restore what was lost. Maybe they never would, but they would survive, because like humans, The Zathros people were survivors too. They just had to learn humility the hard way. One night, Thax looked up at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth, the planet that defeated him, the prey that became the predator. "I will never forget," he whispered to the stars. "And I will make sure my people never forget either. Never underestimate those who fight for their home." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, other alien civilizations heard the story. They learned what happened to the mighty Zathros Empire, how they attacked Earth, how they lost everything. And they learned a new rule, a rule that spread from planet to planet, from species to species. Never threaten Earth. Never attack humanity. They are not prey. They are predators disguised as prey. And they will destroy you if you give them no choice. Ships that traveled near Earth's solar system now kept their distance. Alien traders approached with respect, not threats. Ambassadors sent messages of friendship, not demands. Earth had earned its place in the galaxy, not through conquest, not through expansion, but through one simple message: leave us alone or face the consequences. Back on Earth, the leaders of the world met in a new council. They made new laws, new rules. They kept Protocol Phoenix active, kept the weapons ready, kept the space fleet armed and vigilant, because they knew the truth now. The universe was dangerous, full of predators, and Earth could never let its guard down again. But they also kept something else: hope, unity, the knowledge that when humanity stood together, nothing could defeat them. General Hunt attended the council meeting. He was old now, tired, ready to retire. But before he left, he gave one final speech. "We won this war," he said to the gathered leaders. "But let's never forget the cost. 50 million dead, countless wounded, trauma that will last generations. War is not glorious. It's ugly. It's painful. It's necessary sometimes, but never good." He paused, looking at each leader in turn. "Keep the weapons. Stay vigilant. But don't become the empire we defeated. Don't let power corrupt us. Don't let fear turn us into monsters. We fought to protect our home. Let's make sure that home is worth protecting." The leaders agreed. They voted to keep Earth defended, but peaceful. Strong, but not aggressive. Ready for war, but hoping for peace. And far above the planet, hidden in secret orbits, the weapons of Protocol Phoenix waited silently, sleeping. But